The architecture of competence, why men fix things. There is a specific kind of man who, when something breaks, does not immediately reach for his phone. He doesn't scroll for answers or look for a manual. He just stands there and stares. In that moment, something shifts in his face. It isn't panic or frustration. It's something quieter, a specific kind of focus. To the outside observer, it looks like he's doing nothing. But inside, he is deciding that difficulty is not a signal to retreat. This video is about that shift. It's about the architecture of competence, how the act of fixing things doesn't just repair a machine, but rewires the man himself. Most of modern life is built on outsourcing our problems. We find experts to explain failure and professionals to fix it. But the man who chooses to figure it out himself is practicing a philosophy that changes how his brain functions. When a man diagnoses a problem through physical engagement, he isn't just gathering data points. He is building a mental model of an invisible system. Researchers call this embodied cognition, the idea that knowledge lives in the body and the hands, not just in language. If you ask a man with this skill how he knew the timing was off or why a bearing was failing, he might just say, "It felt off." He isn't being vague. He is reporting a type of knowledge that doesn't exist in a sentence he can hand to you. It was built through repetition, failure, and the specific silence that follows when something finally works. Unlike digital tasks, physical work cannot be rushed. There are specifications that exist for physical reasons, not bureaucratic ones. If you cut a corner in a spreadsheet, you might hide the error. If you cut a corner on a bolt, the problem comes back worse. This teaches a man to be unusually patient with slow processes and deeply skeptical of fast results. This physical reality builds a specific personality trait, a distrust of authority. Men who solve problems with their hands trust their own perception over received opinion. They have been in the dirt where the expert was wrong, where the manual didn't account for the reality in front of them, and where their own judgment was the only thing that worked. They grow skeptical of anyone who speaks with great confidence about things they have never physically touched. This isn't arrogance, it's an epistemology built in the gap between what they were told and what they found to be true. This competence often begins in the presence of a mentor, a father or an older man who said almost nothing but handed over a tool and waited. There was no lesson plan. What was being transmitted wasn't just technical info, it was a relationship to difficulty, a way of being with a problem that didn't involve walking away. This is why fixing things becomes part of a man's identity. Why does this matter so much today? Because working on something real is one of the last places a man can be completely, verifiably right. In modern life, success is ambiguous. Was the meeting good? Did the decision work? It depends on who you ask. But a machine that was broken and now runs? That is not a matter of interpretation. The feedback is absolute. For a man overwhelmed by the subjective nature of the world, this clarity is stabilizing. It builds what psychologists call an internal locus of control, the belief that outcomes are shaped by your own effort and understanding, not by luck or the whims of others. This faith isn't given, it is built one solved problem at a time. We see this today as a vital, psychological reset. Research shows that over 75% of young men struggling with mental health don't want to talk about it, they are isolated in a digital world designed for engagement rather than development. When a man is overwhelmed, he often finds a bounded problem with a knowable solution. What looks like avoiding his problems is actually him restoring the part of himself that can face them. He is rebuilding his experience of competence. The question isn't whether you can fix a machine. The question is whether you have built any context in your life where the feedback is real and where you are responsible for the outcome. Because the men who have that carry a quiet confidence into every other area of their life. They refuse to collapse under ambiguity because they believe that if they stay with a problem long enough, it will give way. That belief was never really about the machine. It was always about what kind of man they decided to become.